It's hard to believe that it's been 16 months. 16 months since I was nominated to be the Liberal Party of Canada candidate in North Vancouver. That time has really passed with astonishing speed. I think the first thing that I would actually like to say is to thank the other candidates in this race. I think that the civility that we've shown in the context of things like the debates that we've had is perhaps a model for others across the country in terms of how we can disagree, but disagree in a respectful manner. I've really been inspired throughout this campaign by the engagement of the community in the context of this process. I thank all of the folks who've actually come out to volunteer with our campaign, but I know that there have been lots of folks who've gone out and volunteered for other campaigns. I think that kind of civic engagement is really positive for North Vancouver and positive as it happens across the country. Perhaps the biggest surprise for me in the context of this campaign was how interesting the whole door knocking process was, and that is something that I've invested an enormous amount of time in over the last 16 months. I've met thousands of you who opened your doors and welcomed me into your porch to have a conversation, many of whom didn't agree with me, many of whom would be supporting other parties, but those discussions I think were always constructive and interesting and furthered the whole process of democracy, which really is about informed decision making. I met very few people who asked me the question of what's in it for me. Most expressed broader concerns and interests relating to other issues that are guiding the decision making. Things like Canada's current and future role in the world. Things like the importance of science and data in the context of informing good public policy decision making. Things like the health of Canada's democracy and our institutions and processes. Things like poverty. Things like sustaining healthcare in Canada. Issues around the environment relating to things like climate change. The strength and the direction of the Canadian economy, both in the short term and in the longer term. And of course, some of the issues that are particularly resonant in North Vancouver around affordable housing and transportation and transit. Since Labor Day, I've seen a remarkable shift in terms of where things are heading in this election. I think that we've seen a strong shift in North Vancouver towards the Liberal Party, and that perhaps reflects some of the historical voting patterns in North Vancouver, where the Liberal Party has been very strong. But I think it also reflects perhaps the positive campaign that Mr. Trudeau and the Liberal Party of Canada has run nationally, where we've really tried to talk about how do we actually develop and build Canada as a united country and a united community? How do we offer a positive vision for the country to which people can actually aspire and get behind and work together on? It's a message that is in stark contrast to messages focused on dividing us. Canadians are always stronger when we are united, when we work together on common cause, and I think that that's what Mr. Trudeau has been talking about, and that's certainly what I've been talking about in North Vancouver. So 16 months, it's been an incredible learning experience for me. It's something that I have certainly learned from and will value over the course of my life, irrespective of who wins this campaign. And so my thanks to all of you with whom I've interacted over the past 16 months, and we will see what happens on October the 19th.